part of human survival. I like to believe that people who do not care about the environment simply do not understand how important it is to all of us, and that it does not affect them directly. Did we do anything to protect the environment over the years? I don't think so. For that reason, we need to protect the environment for future generations, for the sake of our children and our future. We must do more to combat climate change. Yes, it's true that not single events make a trend. Now it's not possible to ignore that. But there must be the look ahead. There must be a realization of the fact that to waste, to destroy our natural resources, to skim and exhaust the land instead of using it so as increase its usefulness. Earth is our home, it's where we live. So we better take care of it. For sure, we can't be better person if we help with small things for our home. This planet, the only that we have now.
Causes of environmental destruction. We are at a critical crossroad in our world today. We are the first generation on our planet to truly understand the far-reaching impact that human actions are having on our environment. And yet, we are the last generation that can truly make the biggest impact in solving these challenges. The list below discusses many of the environmental challenges that we are facing in our world today. Together, as a human race, we have the solution and the resources that we need right now to move forward and transition to a sustainable world for everyone. As you read about these challenges, how can you play a role in bringing forth the changes that we need during this very important time in our planet's history? Land disturbances and destruction. All over the world today, there are many ways that land is being degraded, such as the cutting down of our global forests, to the increasing development of natural ecosystems and fragmentation of habitat, and mining natural ecosystems are under threat as never before. We must implement habitat protection and work within the limits of nature to preserve and restore what nature remains for the health of our earth. Poaching and overfishing. Today, species are under such a great threat due to the human activities and biodiversity. It's been eroded at such an alarming rate that we stand to lose many of our natural treasures that support the web of life on our planet. We must protect both individual species that are under threat and the critical habitat of these species. Agriculture. Have you ever thought about how much agriculture contributes to the destruction of environment? The human being has not thought about how much it destroyed in its path when carrying out these activities. The agriculture has one of the large environmental footprints of all human activities on our planet today, composing almost half of all land uses. While most extensive agriculture has very little impact on land, most global commercial forms of agriculture are contributing to problems of environmental degradation, such as erosion, runoff, water pollution, and loss of soil fertility. Eliminating these environmental problems that plague global agriculture will require a transition to ecological and organic farming, such as biodynamic and permaculture farming that respect nature's limits and naturally boil soil fertility. Invasive species. As human beings have increased traveling and trade all around the world, many species of organisms have been transported to areas that they will never have been able to access in the past. Has led to many environmental problems, such as new diseases that decimate native species and invasive species that are able to outcompete the native species. pollution. Today, our world is becoming increasingly toxic due to the pollution of our air, water, and land. This not only hurts wildlife and other organisms that live in natural ecosystem, it also hurts our own health and can lead to chronic and fatal diseases like cancer. A healthy planet and human population, we simply must stop the production of such toxic substances and return to the use of natural substances that are safe and do not compromise our own health and our global environment. Poverty. In much of the world, those living in poverty are left with a few options for survival, but to utilize natural resources for food, shelter, fever, and to generate an income. Unfortunately, due to the increased use of these natural resources, many ecosystems around the world are becoming stressed and cannot sustain such intensive use. In order to solve the challenge that global poverty poses to natural resources destruction, we absolutely must solve the problem of our global poverty itself and ensure that there is a fair, equitable, and sustainable world for environment on Earth. The use of fossil fuels for energy. Using fossil fuels as humanity's primary energy source to run our ecosystem and live has been one of the biggest causes of environmental destruction, such as oil spills, the production of greenhouse gases, and water pollution from hydraulic fracturing. The era of fossil fuel energy must quickly come to an end. We now have more options and technology than ever before to transition away from fossil fuels and to embrace a clean 100% renewable energy future. Lack of regulation, enforcement, and resources. While it is important to understand the consequences that humanity's negative action have on the planet, the change that are needed to truly transform an environmentally destructive situation into a positive one require proper regulations and the political, fiscal, and human resources that are necessary to effectively put them into place. Human behavior and overconsumption of resources, our relationship to our planet Earth, and now how we consume its natural resources must be wholly transformed into one where we finally live in harmony with nature and its limitation and restore our planet. Have you ever thought that if we do not stop to a large extent the activities that human beings carry out for their benefit, we could destroy our environment? We don't have to throw the trash on the floor, we don't have to cut down trees. Stopping doing this thing as simple as this contributes to a great deal of improvement in our environment.
The consequence of environment destruction. Environment destruction are changes or alterations that occur in the environment, the destruction of ecosystems and pollution, among other phenomena, which have been the consequence of environment destruction. These are the main consequences of environment destruction. Global warming. What has been producing global warming? They are pollution, as well as the emission of toxic gases into the environment, have been increasing and accelerating the natural warming of our planet. Negative health effects. What has been increasing the negative health effects? The negative health effects have been increasing with the emission of carbon dioxide and other gases. Apart from the environmental demands because they have been pollution, the air and water causing disease and reduction of biodiversity and depletion of natural resources.
Caring for the environment is a task which has become a priority for those of us who see how planet Earth is undergoing drastic changes. How dangerous do you think the collateral damage to the environment for humans is right now? If the answer is that much, here's another question. Haven't you ever wondered how each of us can collaborate in preserving and conserving the environment and increasing our quality of life? Yes, just we can do it, and we will achieve it through small actions such as making the most of the light with time, change, help us also to conserve more energy, disconnecting electrical appliances when we are not using them. This will help them not consume even a minimum amount of electricity. With this, we will have managed to improve our electricity consumption. We can also bring our family to those habits. With this, we will have been able to recycle even our own daily organic desires. Use it in the kitchen. For example, together we will have been able to provide the best of ourselves through these small actions. There is no need for large contributions, only some with good sense and part of our routine.
Did you see how important it's for the environment that man cares about it? It's so difficult to reduce everything related to large industry and the carbon dioxide that it's integrated into the environment. As the years go by, it becomes more and more complicated for human beings and future generations to repair the damage they have caused in all this time. Will we have a prosperous future if we continue to eradicate what gives us life? Of course not. We've been aware that we are killing the logs of the earth, pulling the rivers, killing animals just for fun, and generally ruining the environment. If 10 years ago they've been aware of the damage we've been living today on earth, do you think they will do anything about it? I would like to believe that it will be done, that people will do something about it, but with the little conscious that it's been taken at the present time regarding the climatic changes, even regarding the human being, since the climatic change affects us directly, I believe that we will continue in the same situation. At a certain point, I think the pandemic has guided us to the enclosure, and we've been seeing how the nature repairs itself on its own. And as soon as we were able to get out of our homes, since you see the quarantine have being a little more flexible with us, we just saw how the environment just get deteriorated again. It is simple a matter of a human being, and it's a matter of becoming aware, because it's the only planet we have, and the environment is the only thing that keeps us on that little thin line between existing and collapsing. So that's it. Turn off the light when you don't need it. Same with bathroom keys. If you're going outside and it's close to you, why you just don't walk in there instead of going by a car or motorcycle? It's easier and healthy for you and also the environment. So now that we're talking about ideas, I can give you another one. If the air conditioner of your house leaks water, you can also save that water to water your plants, and plus of that, you're avoiding the excessive water waste. Do you see how easy it is to give solutions to the problems? I know that maybe you might think that with one person you're not doing anything, or you're not maybe solving anything, but what if you become an image for other people? What if from you, others start to do what you're just doing daily? Like someone is taking the initiative, why wouldn't do the same? Now you get me? Do you see how small actions can have a huge impact? I bet you do. Remember that taking care of the environment is our task, and every grain of sound counts. See you in the next one. Have a healthy life and take care of your environment.